Welcome back to Zelda Week. By the time you guys see this, it will probably be like the third week of January. I don't know at all if there is a Nintendo Direct planned. So, if there is any info revealed about anything Zelda related, it is completely beyond me at this point in time, because this is way earlier than that. So, at this point in time, I am in the first week still of January, and I think I would personally be extremely beyond shocked if we got anything major for Zelda this year in 2026. Now, here's the thing. We're going to get something, I'm sure, because to my understanding, I think it's the 40th anniversary this year for Zelda. And that's cool. That's awesome. We're probably going to get a couple of things, probably some some cool stuff out in Japan, maybe some shops or something, some neat stuff out there. We'll probably get some neat little things for eShop or something. We might get a port, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know as far as what we're going to get in terms of the anniversary. I know that they're probably not going to focus too heavily on Zelda as much, probably because of all the other things that are going on this year, primarily Pokemon and stuff like that, even though it's mostly that's Pokemon Company, that's them doing their thing. But there's a lot of major anniversaries this year, and as far as Zelda goes, it's just so I love it. It's gonna be super overshadowed. It's gonna be minute. I completely agree with my boy True CBE. So the primary reason I say I'd be shocked is if it's primarily referring to the fact that I don't think we're going to get anything major in terms of Zelda this year, right? Because here's the thing, right? We got Tears of the Kingdom only about 2 years ago, right? That game came out to some of the most mixed reviews I've ever seen for a Zelda title, right? Regardless though, that was the major mainline Zelda title for the most part, right? Even if it was reutilizing assets, it was the whole team was going so balls to the wall with it that what was initially supposed to be another major DLC for Breath of the Wild ended up turning into a full-fledged game, all hands on deck type situation. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe during that entire period, it is entirely possible that them reutilizing assets made it so that another miniature separate team could start the work on the next major Zelda following, while a good chunk of the original team, Monolith or whoever, was working on that while just reutilizing all of the primary assets, just building them up, polishing it a little bit and making a brand new story out of it while just having as much fun as they can. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to say, right? That's the only saving grace that would make it seem possible for them to have another Zelda, a major mainline Zelda ready, right? Or at least another major 3D Zelda. Okay, because I personally I don't see a situation in which that next Zelda is ready anytime soon. Even if it was, because here's the thing, they had to be working on Tears of the Kingdom for at least 6 years, right? Give or take, something like that, maybe a little less, 5 years. And if that's the case, they've just had 3 or 4 maybe to work on the next major title. And for Zelda, there's no way that if they're starting from scratch, they're done. Anywhere near done. I'd be shocked, right? And that's what leads me to believe that another major mainline Zelda title, there's no way it happens this year. If it does, great. I just hope it's not rushed for the sake of meeting the anniversary, right? I don't think they would do that though, right? Next to that, in the 2D Zelda space, we just got Echoes of Wisdom last year in 2024. That's funny, it's 2026 now. But we just got Echoes of Wisdom not all that long ago. That was the major 2D game from Grezzo. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's safe to say that Grezzo is probably going to be utilizing that engine for a good couple more. I wouldn't be shocked if we got like an Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons remake in that style, much like we did for Link's Awakening, right? But again, that game just came out, and that was a full-fledged game, like built, like completely new story. They use that engine, sure, and some assets probably, but for the most part, yeah, no, there's no way. There's still no way. So I don't see a possibility of a 2D Zelda anytime soon either, right? Even if they do a remake. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. Especially if Grezzo's going to be taking the helm, unless they have two separate factions of Grezzo, or they have the major 3D team, which I doubt that they would do, working on a new 2D Zelda. I don't see a reality where that makes any sense for them to do something like that when they could go all hands on deck for a brand new Zelda to really, do something major for the Switch 2, potentially in 2027, right? And then, as far as like spin-off titles, the last video you just saw is in reference to the most recent spin-off title that we got, which was Age of Imprisonment. And, despite, how that game came out, that game just came out 2 months ago at this point. By the time you guys are seeing this, it's been like 2 months since the release of Age of Imprisonment. So it's like, I don't even know if we're gonna see a major spin-off anytime soon. I mean, that's possible. If of all the scenarios of stuff that we could end up getting, I feel like a spin-off title could still be the wave, but it's not going to be another Warriors game, and it's not going to be by Koei Tecmo or Grezzo or anything like that. It would have to be a completely different studio, another third-party studio. I don't know who they could grab. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what they would do. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see a situation in which that workflow makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to spending all their money, time, and assets or whatever they've been working with on the big new guy. You know what I'm saying? Letting Grezzo do their thing with the next 2D Zelda, whether that's a remake or another from the ground up title with that style, or even a spin-off game where they hire another team to do something. Which, again, after spending as much money as they did on Age of Imprisonment to be made for Koei, I don't know. It's very hard for me to envision what could come next, right? Here we are, 2026. It's I believe the 40th anniversary year of the Zelda franchise. And I don't know. I have very mixed feelings on what they could potentially do. One, I do have, a gut feeling we'll potentially be seeing some like major port or something like that. Like, I'm going to talk about this later. But I do see a potential in which we finally do actively receive Twilight Princess somehow on this console. It could be Twilight Princess HD. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Or it could be the original Twilight Princess, just like they did with Wind Waker on NSO. Unfortunately, that makes a lot of sense to me, right? If that's not the case, then I maybe see a reality in which we get the DS or 3DS emulators or whatever you want to call them on NSO, and that would allow us to play some of the games that we missed out on during that era. Maybe not 3DS per se, but for the DS era, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks. Is there another one? Well, I mean, I guess if we're talking 3DS, then A Link Between Worlds and stuff like that, Triforce Heroes, if they really want to spend money having that remade, right? Made to, port or whatever. They could, but I don't see a lot of that. It's hard. It's so hard to place because it's just such a mystery with that. Right? Possibly, of anything that we could see, those are the things that I see as the most likely candidate for being major releases for Zelda this year. What better way, at the very least, if we don't have anything else to celebrate the anniversary, than by giving us some of the games that made us fall in love with the series to begin with, right? Maybe not Triforce Heroes, but a lot of the other ones that I mentioned, you know what I'm saying? Oracle of Seasons and Ages, Twilight Princess, Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, although those two are debatable. Fun fact about those two games, those are the games that almost turned me away completely from the entirety of the franchise. Funny enough, right? So, regardless, though, I see potentially a lot of ports coming this year for Zelda because I don't think they could fit in anything else, right? Maybe a new fun little stupid thing on NSO in regards to Zelda. I really don't know, right? Because here's the thing. The year after that, they're gonna have a lot of eyes on Zelda because of the movie, right? Now, I'm a little nervous about the movie industry overall because of, you know, how things are going with Netflix purchasing Warner Bros. And stuff like that. It's gonna be the movie industry is going to phase, and that's really scary, especially because that sucks. That really sucks because we just got, like, Nintendo movies are a new thing. That's a relatively brand new thing, right? We only just got the first Mario movie not that long ago. We're getting the next one in like 2 months or 3 months time from now. And they have more plans for stuff. You know, we're getting an eventual inevitable Donkey Kong movie. We're getting that next Zelda movie, or that first Zelda movie, you know? Who's to say the next... Detective Pikachu's barely even 10 years old, to my understanding, right? If that counts. So it's like... You know, I really hope this whole situation fizzles out and we don't actually end up losing theaters as a thing. Because if we lose theaters, we're not getting any more Nintendo movies. There's no way they'll invest that much into that. I don't know. Not when they don't see potential returns, right? So, all in all, it's probably going to be a weird, empty year for Zelda in 2026. Mostly ports. I don't see anything else major. I don't, because there's no way we're going to see a 3D Zelda, and if we do, that game has been moving either really fast or like under a microscope, like not even a molecule of that got out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really hard to believe that next Zelda is anywhere near done, especially when they just mentioned that they could be utilizing elements from Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, right? So there's no way the 3D one is anywhere near. A 2D Zelda, even with reused assets, I think it's going to at least take at minimum another year. There's just no way. And then, of course, next to ports, I think another spin-off is potentially the most likely, but I don't know who they would grab outside of Koei Tecmo, and I don't know what they would do, right? Unless they just... I mean, I guess they could have Bandai do something fun or neat. I don't know. A Zelda fighting game or something? That would be crazy. But why would we do that when we have Smash? You know what I'm saying? So it's like... It's hard to believe. It's hard to imagine what could potentially come next this year. They could surprise us and go balls to the wall and give us some crazy Zelda stuff to look forward to this upcoming year, but I doubt it's going to be a major AAA title that we're going to all clamor towards. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to be a major anniversary year. Probably one of the weaker ones until either the 45th anniversary or the 50th. God, I'm scared for that. That's going to be quite a time for me. I'm going to be old as hell. But regardless, Zelda's in a weird spot. Zelda's in a weird spot in terms of what we're going to do for this anniversary. So we'll have to see what plays out. But hey, you know what? Maybe that's just me. So that just about does it for this one. I'm passing the mic over in your direction, and I want you guys to tell me everything that you're thinking in the comment section below. Do you agree that we're probably not going to get anything major for the 40th anniversary in terms of video games? We could get some other stuff, but outside of that, probably nothing too major. We're not going to see a major 3D Zelda. We're not going to see a major 2D Zelda, and we're probably not even going to see a spin-off. Maybe we'll see some ports, and maybe not even that. Or are you on the opposing side? You feel like we're gonna have to get something major for Zelda this year. It's way too important for them to pass up, and we do have a major Zelda title that we're all gonna be looking forward to, probably likely by the end of the year. Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I'm always gonna be down there with you guys. But with that, it does appear to be skedaddle o'clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and do just so. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this here. And with that, I'm gone, so thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me a good favor, taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!